For months, Karamoja has been hit by prolonged drought and failed harvests. The result has left thousands of residents facing acute hunger, with reports indicating that 19 people have died of starvation. But in an effort to save lives, the government has intervened. On Monday morning, UPDF trucks loaded with tons of maize flour and beans were flagged off from the National Enterprise Corporation in Kampala to Karamoja.
So it is my honor, on behalf of the President, to flag off food, relief food, up to Karamoja, to the parish.
Prime Minister Robin Nabanja warned officials against diverting the relief, saying anyone caught will face disciplinary action.
There will be no tolerance for diversion or theft or misuse of relief supplies. The other time we had issues when we took relief food in Karamoja, some leaders were implicated. And so this time, anyone found culpable will be dealt with according to the law.
The emergency food intervention comes after a dry spell left the people of Karamoja with no food. Nabanja explains that the relief intervention was a directive from the president, to which the prisons and National Enterprise Corporation were tasked to offer the food at a cheaper price. Nabanja highlighted that the private suppliers were charging exorbitant fees.
Now, the president told me, please get in touch with your brother Mugira and your brother, the Commissioner of Prisons. They have food which can be supplied at relatively cheaper price. Indeed, NEC is supplying this at a very cheap price of 2,800 per kilogram of posho and 4,000 per kilogram of beans.
More than 3,000 households across the 9 districts that make up Karamoja sub-region are to benefit from the distribution. Over 9 million kilograms of food will be distributed, and due to the long distances the people have to travel to get the food, government has set up specific points to access it.
Mark this word, we are delivering at the parish, because we realize that the people of Karamoja walk long distances to the sub-county.
Executive Director of the National Enterprise Corporation, Lieutenant General James Mujira, says the UPDF has managed to grow food that could help Ugandans, as it is its mandate. However, the Minister for Disaster Preparedness, Sam Engola, says a permanent solution should be found to curb the dry spells within the region.
Article 209B of the C of the Constitution provides that we shall always support and cooperate with civilian authorities in times of emergency. So my appeal is the dams and the silos to save the people. Once I've given the power, I'll do it immediately.
Residents are expected to start receiving the relief food on Tuesday at the designated points. A move area leaders say brings much needed relief.
General Mujira has a very good broadcasting voice. I guess he should try part-time anchoring. Well, away from that, actually, local leaders under their umbrella, LC5 Chairpersons Caucus have asked government to address the effect of the prolonged drought in the region. In a joint press conference, they want an immediate response by government, just as government has been doing in other regions like Karamoja, in the midst of elephant raids and Balalo impact.
3 months of drought, elephant raids and Balalo impact. District chairperson under their caucus of district chairpersons have raised issue of drought and silence from government, even when official letters have been written to responsible ministries.
This dry spell, it has been communicated clearly. It has started. It is about to end, but even when it ends, there is no food to eat. Seed can be given, yes, but let food come immediately.
We have so far registered 8 people who lost their life due to hunger. And in the various health centers, we are having 126 patients who are sick just because of hunger.
In the districts neighboring the animal parks, the local leaders say crops have been eaten up by elephants.
There's hunger in my district. Between June and July, we have admitted a total of 351 people out of malnutrition. All these are indicators of hunger.
5 chairpersons also raised the issue of Balalo evasions in Padea district and the poor roads connecting the districts.
Commonly known as Moroto Road,
is also affecting so many issues in terms of industrialization in our area. The Balalo cattle keepers, they come, they leave the animals to roam and destroy crops.
They are now appealing to government for food donation and seeds to be planted in the next season of rain to help the local community.
Uganda has faced 3 distinct strains of the Ebola virus over past 2 decades. And over time, the scars left behind look fresh in the minds of the victims that lost their loved ones or those that live with the trauma of the deadly virus. Henry Mugenyi spent several days in Western Uganda speaking to survivors, families, health workers who buried their colleagues and children left orphaned by the deadly outbreak.
Karamoja district lies about 380 kilometers west of Kampala. It borders Kasese, Ntoroko and Kabaro districts as well as Uganda's border with the DRC. Between 2007 to 2008, an Ebola outbreak swept through this very district. With little experience in dealing with Ebola virus then, it wasn't easy to detect the virus by the authorities. That outbreak claimed the lives of over 30 people.
And during that time, it came as a strange disease, unknown, and there are no, the doctors couldn't understand what is going on. Likewise, the community.
It took us time to diagnose it, to detect it, but when eventually it was detected with the intervention of all health facilities and partners, they found it was different from Ebola Congo, Ebola Zaire, and Ebola Sudan.
This village was among the hardest hit. Even today, whenever residents hear news of another Ebola outbreak, painful memories are awakened. Alice Kabuo witnessed the harrowing story of the Ebola outbreak then. She survived the outbreak, but luck was not on the side of her daughter. She died, a death that left Alice's life devastated. Today, Alice lives with painful memories and quiet resilience. Every mention of Ebola reminds her of everything she lost. The grief that lives with Alice is shared by many families across this parish and throughout Bundibujo district. For them, Ebola remains a painful reminder of unimaginable tragedy. This particular wave swept indiscriminately across the district. Health workers were not spared. Chicho Health Center 4 holds a special place in Bundibujo's history. When the outbreak erupted in 2007, very little was known about what was killing the people. Knowledge about the disease and how to protect against it was still limited.
To be specific, that strain was discovered in this very place of Kikyo. So at that moment, 2007, we first received patients who were presenting with high fevers. Some of them getting blood out of the nose, the mouth, and general body weakness. And at first they thought it is these other common illnesses like malaria, but with time people began dying.
In those uncertain and frightening days, the medical teams at these